Why? And he didn't even have the decency to remove the ring on his finger. And he was like, oh, get into the car. I have girls like you. I will take care of you. I will spoil you with money. Hey guys, welcome back to Sim Stuff. My name is Chisom Okafo. If you're new to my channel, you're very welcome. No long intro today. Click on the subscribe button and let's get on with today's video. So today's video is going to be a discussion on the happenings in Nigeria today with the issue of sexual abuse and sexual harassment and rape. With people protesting and everybody airing their opinion on the issue of sexual abuse and whose fault, with everybody allocating blame. Some people say it's the girl child because of her indecent dressing or her placing herself in an environment to be raped, while some people also the male lacks self-control and also feels entitled to a female's body. And with everybody airing their own opinion, I felt, okay, Chisom, I think I have the right to come here on some stuff and also air my own opinion. And my own opinion is, why is no one allocating some part of the blame on the African home or Nigerian African home and parents? Why is no one allocating some blame to them? Because in my own opinion, they are also to be blamed. I was motivated to make this video by a friend. So she called me, she was angry, she was pissed. Her younger sister, she said her younger sister brought up this issue of rape in her home, and she was expecting her African parents to discuss it and talk about it, educate them in general, educate all of them, educate her, especially her younger ones, educate them on the issue of rape and the consequences and everything. But then the parents were mute, they didn't say anything, they didn't talk, and she was so angry because she's 20-something, and at the age of 20-something, this topic, these issues are still ignored. Nobody still says them in an African home or in many homes in Nigeria, not just in her own home. In many homes in Nigeria, we are still avoiding this topic. And my question now is, for how long are we going to avoid this discussion? Anything, they're going to avoid it. Everybody's going to shy away from this topic until years later something happens, someone gets pregnant, everybody starts screaming, you disappointed the family, you disgrace the family, this and this, that and that. But then the tutoring, the discussion, it didn't happen. It was skipped, it was shied away. You're supposed to know. So apparently on IG, I happened to listen to a girl's audio recording. She's a victim of rape. She was raped by a Nigerian movie producer or something, and so she was airing her own she was sharing her own story. She says ever since this happened to her, she has not brought herself, or she has not been able to tell her parents, her sponsor, nobody knows that she was sexually abused. And she says, oh, she feels like she has disappointed them and she let them down. And at that point in time, what was just going on in my head was, this is not a place and a time for who disappointed who and let who down. This is a place for you to begin to heal. Let someone listen to your story and help you heal. This is not a place for disappointment. But funny enough, it's not just her. I can bet that 70%, many other Nigerians, if they were in her own place or in her own situation, they wouldn't still bring themselves to say, because of you disgraced us, you disappointed us. Even many people will not even get to believe her. Many parents never get to believe her. Some that will believe her, we allocate the blame to her. I told you to not go and shoot movie. I told you to see this. I'm really passionate about this topic, so guys, don't skip this video and just follow me. I'm literally about to dissect this, my opinion. I want to win you over to my side. There is no environment, and I feel like the reason why she's going to be feeling of thinking, or her thinking she has let her parents down, is because there is no environment, there is no place, there is no room. There has not been that I don't know the word I'm looking for now, guys, but that freedom, that place of being able to say, look at what is happening to you. That place, that environment is not created in our African homes. I'm so sorry to say, but it's not happening in our African homes. Nobody's talking about these things, nobody's saying all these things, because I don't know. But if there's an environment where you can air your views, it's nobody's prayer to be a victim of sexual abuse. But when it eventually happens, healing is important. Being heard by someone standing and defending you, and these kind of things cannot happen if there's no place, if there's no room for this kind of discussions to happen in our home. It's very funny, but a child that is 8 or 9 may be experiencing something similar to this, but can't discuss this child. I'm sure many of you have heard this story of this 4 or 5 year old baby. The mom takes to school early, and she happened to be sexually abused by her teacher in school. Her teacher gives her sweets and all whatnot in the story. And I was like, okay, let me start by saying, let me now come to people that say it's the girl's fault, she dresses indecently, she puts herself in a situation where she is to be raped. Now my question for you is a school environment a place to get raped? Like, is that a situation where someone is supposed to be raped? Now my question now is, people say she's indecent, some are indecent. That uniform she's putting on, what is indecent about her school uniform? What sexual organ does that girl have that is attracting the lecturer or the teacher? What? I want to understand. But this video is not about allocating blame to the girl child. I'm still talking about the parents. Now, I'm no longer using their case now as an example. I'm just saying something else now. Now let's talk about, like, let me say there is this place and this situation where you talk. So what happened in school today? Tell me what happened in school. You guys are discussing your bathing. So what did you get? I saw sweets in your bag. Or mom, a lecturer, my teacher today, so I don't know why I keep saying lecturer, my teacher today gave me sweets. And you are like, okay, let's just say, okay, maybe the man is so generous, he distributes sweets. Then the next day he said, oh, my teacher gives my teacher gave me sweets. You now have to process. Why is he giving you sweets? Why is he giving you, oh, he happened to pull down my undies or something? And that is it. But in the first place, this kind of discussions, I don't even think it happens in majority of homes. And if at all it happens, oh, no, don't say that kind of thing. You can't say, are you crazy to say you have a boyfriend in an African home? No, the truth is, whether you like, say it, as the parent who is the person that wouldn't deceive your child and the person that will most likely give him the best discussion on this topic, or your children on this topic, whether you like, say it or you don't say it, no knowledge is hidden. Especially this knowledge of, sexual relationship and everything is not hidden. In fact, it's everywhere now. It happens that even in cartoons, oh, you're my boyfriend, oh, you're my girlfriend, before you know it, I like Nick, I like this person, before you know it, they're kissing. You think you're not registering your child's brain? It is. In cartoons, in movies, whatever it is. And they're very smart, they're very sharp. So whether you are discussing it, you are hiding it, they're not of the age to know, whether you are doing all these things or not, let me just tell you the truth. The knowledge is not hidden. This environment does not exist in our African home. That is why you will still see a child happen to say, oh, mom, brother, this person did this thing to me, or auntie, this person did this thing to me, and you begin to, no, how can you say that? You're accusing your uncle, you're accusing your brother, he is a pastor, he goes to church, he knows God, and all those bullshit. Let me share a bit of my own stories. I got my own tutoring, my own teaching about this sexual topic when I was, I think that was before I got into JSS 1, junior secondary school 1. That was actually around 9-10 years, around that time. Yeah, around 9 to 11 years old. That was my age then. So my mom was, she sat me down, she's telling me, look at the consequences, blah blah blah, tell me, these guys, they may be older than you, and so they are wiser than you. So when you have any interaction, when you say anything with any of them, tell me so I can give you the right response to say to them and all those kind of things. So she told me, and the good thing that, let me just tell you guys the truth, it so helped. Like, it felt good. Like, I'm telling you guys, it helped. That's just to tell you that if more of these discussions can happen, I'm telling you, there's going to be a change, there's going to be a difference. So, but the side I want to talk about now is not the positive part, is the fact that she did tell me that thing, but to me, from my own side, I thought, even then and even now, at the age of 9, 10, or 11 years old, that was late. She told me that thing late. For me, it was late. Because before then, me growing up, when I was growing up, I grew up in the midst of adults. So I was with aunties, uncles, in a flat, with people. I just grew up in the midst of adults. I had adults, like all of the people I interacted with were all adults. So there were already signs of these things going on around me, but I didn't understand. Because I grew up in the midst of adults, these movies, they were just popcorn movies, and In some homes, nobody care. Okay, just everybody just watch movies. I already saw these things. Initially, I didn't understand, but with time, from the movies, I started putting one or two, and thank God, Nollywood movies then we are all educational. So they'll tell you that if you do this, you can get pregnant, you can disappoint your parents. So it was like I was really getting my own myopic learning from the movies and from my own environment, that kind of thing. Before she said that, I'm sure she felt she said it early, but I'm going to say it now that she actually said it late. So I'm just saying, if 9 to 11 is late years ago, what about today? If a child that is 4 or 5 with that baby story was raped or sexually abused, that is to tell you that you're waiting till the person's head touch heaven to say you disappointed me, you failed me, you're not doing any good. What is that supposed to do? You're waiting till your child is able to process it and understand it. No. It's so funny. I think I heard a child, she's in primary 3, and she's like, I have a boyfriend. And in my mind, I'm like, it happens. And it's not just about the fact that the knowledge is no longer hidden in the world that we are today. It's also about the fact that it's science. At the age of 10, 13, a child starts menstruating, and all of these feelings and everything just starts coming. The person cannot even explain it, and I don't even know, but still nobody is educating these things, nobody is saying these things, everybody's mute about these things. See, my own point, what I'm trying to say now is that these discussions need to start happening. In case if you have been wondering what I've been trying to say since, these discussions, our parents need to start speaking up, need to start sitting their children down. Now, this is the reason. One is to educate them on it. It is very necessary that somebody is educated, is informed about something. So this is what this is. This is what this thing leads to. This is the good side, and this is the negative part. Because then the truth is that even after educating the child will still make their choice whether they want to go the right or the left, which, let me just say the truth, you cannot change, you cannot affect, no matter what you do. Beat, fight, whatever you do. Once a child has made up their mind or the decision the way they want to go there, but at least you already. Two is that you get to build a more comfortable place for children, for everybody to be, for people to air their opinion, for people to say what they feel. Talk about these relationship issues and talk about, like, look at what happened, look at what this person said to me. That is the environment you create. Now let me drift off a little bit. I have a third reason. I'm coming back to the reason why I feel like our parents start saying these things. Now let me just drift off a bit. In my own situation, when I got in my JSS1, when I got into JSS1, so just to tell you that environment, and there are just so many things that play a big role. So when I got into the JSS1, my own story, so there's mingling, because I went to a boarding school, and I'm going to share my boarding school story and another day in one of these videos. So I went to a boarding school, so there was mingling, everybody exchanging knowledge and history and everything. So then I could remember listening to my friends, some of my friends, or many of my friends that were from Port Harcourt, and the things they knew, I felt they were mature, not in the appearance, not in the physical look and something, but in what they knew, in how they spoke, the boldness, and the things they said. That is just tell you that it is environment. Environment plays a very big role. And so when we speak, when we talk, we say these things that look at how it's done, this is, and I'm like, yeah, I'm learning, my ear is opening, that kind of thing. I'm listening, and I'm like, okay. But apparently environment plays a big role. So even if you put your child in a box, close the box, put him or her in a room, close the room, put in a home, carry the home, throw inside the bush. Whatever you do, this knowledge is not hidden. It's going to be known, whether it is you that say it or somebody else is going to say it. So back to what I was saying, that should just tell you that you have to create an environment. Because I can remember then I would go and come back and I'll tell my mom, look at what Winnie said, look at what this person, look at what Rita, look at what Jennifer said, and we're discussing, and she's like, no, don't think like that, think like this, that kind of thing, look at this from another angle, because somehow she began to create that place, that kind of environment to some extent between me and her. Do you get? So that is just the thing. And another third reason why I said this kind of discussions needs to start happening in our home is that at least you also begin to look for, or I think it's raining, in case you guys see anything. So actually maybe help tell your child how to probably, let me say, prevent or protect themselves. Okay, what I'm about to say, I wasn't told by anybody, but there's this thing. I remember maybe there are times when I'm walking on the road, probably alone, and I see like a group of guys, or maybe approaching from behind, or from the front and all, and I see them, and I'm just like, oh God. I look immediately. I just begin to think of things for self-defense. Immediately I look, is there another woman or mother or girl in the street? I begin to walk fast to get to where the person is, just to stay around someone. I'm thinking, if I'm the only one walking on the street, I begin to think, is there wood? Is there stick, glass, whatever? What can I use for self-defense? I just begin to think. It's sad that is the situation that we are in today in Nigeria, because I just have to do it for self-defense, because when the deed is done, everybody's going to be saying, oh sorry, this, but the deed is done. It's not like maybe my mom said, but I know these things are things you can actually tell, especially when the child is young and naive or something, or vulnerable or something. These are things you can actually be telling your child, look, these discussions need to happen. A quick disclaimer: if all our African parents, all the Nigerian parents begin to say these things, educate their children, create an environment and a place where views can be aired and these discussions can happen, even if every Nigerian does this thing, truth is that it's not going to prevent rape, it's not going to stop rape, it's going to get to some extent to checkmate sexual abuse and assault, but I'm just going to say that it's not going to end it, it's not going to stop it. That is my opinion. That is what I think. It's not going to stop it. Because you may be asking me, why do I think this thing? Because the main people, it's not about say no to rape, no rape, no is no, stop raping. It's not about those things. Now it's really raining, but I'm bent at finishing this video. It's not about saying no, it's not about the protest now. The people that are still involved. So if you are a person in a situation or in an environment to help people, favor people, give work, job, an academic lecturer or something, and you need to sleep, you need to force that person, lure that person, blackmail someone to sleep with you for those favors, you are no different. Sir, rape is not when you, or ma, rape is not when you tear people's clothes, and rape is also when you want to blackmail people into having a sexual relationship with you. Like that girl I was talking about, that was what happened. Her producer saying, okay, I can make you this, I can make you that, just to lure or force her to sleep. There's no difference. There's no difference. If you're still a father, or if you're this man, you're a husband, and you're also a father to children, and then you look at the other people's children, you go after women and girls and boys that are old enough to be your children. You're no different. Let me share my own personal experience. So I live a trackable distance from ShopRite. Everybody knows ShopRite. I live a trackable distance from ShopRite. So I went to go shop. I went to go buy things. So I came out of ShopRite. I was going back home. I was heading back home with all of the things I was carrying. And there was not this car. We all know this eye because it's so shameful, but we are not almost used to this kind of eyes and looks. So I was getting that eye and look, and I was looking at the man. I began to walk fast. So that lane or the road, because of course I'm trekking, but the road happens to be a one direction. I don't drive. I'm not sure what it's called, but like cars can only move in one direction. So I was going this way. I was going to my left, and he was going this way. So he was looking at me. So I began to walk fast with that eye, that looks, just get into my street and get home. So I'm almost at my gate, and then next thing I turn, I see this car, I see the man, and in my mind I was irritated, I was pissed, and all that was going through my mind was the distance this man had come just to come and see me, or just come and talk to some car for car. That was just what was going in my mind. Are you serious? Because I can't even describe the distance, but that is a one-lane road. So he drove to the end of that road, took a U-turn, went to the end of that road, took another U-turn, came half of the way, and then got into my street just to talk to me. And that was just what it was. I was like, the money, the fuel, everything I've wasted. Why? And he didn't even have the decency to remove the ring on his finger. And he was like, oh, get into the car. I have girls like you. I will take care of you. I will spoil you with money. I have so many money, and blah, blah, blah. All of those things and all of those discussions. And I was like, just on, I was like, sir, sir, just be respectful, because he had already disrespected himself by that thing he did. I just like, oh sir, please, turn your back and start going to your home. Go and meet your wife and your children. And the tone, the irritation in my face and in my voice, he could tell. And he was like, oh, how do you know I was married with children? And I'm like, I just started going, and of course he turned and he left. But that's just the situation that we are today. When he said, I have girls, I take care of, do you know how many people's children he's trying to I don't even know the word to describe these things as. But I'm just telling you guys, this rape or sexual abuse thing is not going anywhere. You're a father and you have daughters and children at home, and then you are popping into the home with different men. Oh, come and greet uncle, come and greet my friend, come and greet that person, and you're exposing your children. And this person is your friend, or some of them are your friends, but psychologically mad, mentally retarded, mentally something is missing, like the knot in their head is not complete. Because that's how tomorrow you'll see your child, in school or something. Oh, Mr. Emmanuel, or Mr. this person's child, oh, come, that one, this one, let me take you home. One thing leading to another thing. The child is in a situationship she cannot explain, or he cannot explain. This sexual topic, sexual relationship, sexual abuse and assault and rape is still a very big issue. And but I'm optimistic, that I hope that one day all of these things will clear, all of these things will get better, and we begin to have people that are sane and not people that are insane. This issue of sexual abuse and assault, I feel like I've heard everything I want to say. I feel like we need our parents to be on our side. We need to hear them. We need to feel like they are standing for us and they are standing by our side, and they can hear us, or we can be free to talk to them. Because you can't blame anyone beyond the place where your child sees you as their mom, as their dad, as a god, and you come down to the level where your child can see you as a friend, as a companion, as someone that is on their side. It's just a human thing. You can't expect them to come out, oh mom, look at what happened. No, if it happens, it happens. And you may think it's not your business as a parent, but as a parent, your function is not only to provide and pay school fees, you are also supposed to be emotionally and mentally there for your child. But anyway, I feel like I have emptied my cup, and I'm so grateful that I came on here to say everything. Like, it feels like I just poured out everything that I wish to say, my own opinion, but I want to get all of your opinion. Please tell me who you think should take the blame. The girl child, the male child, everybody, both parents like me. I'm not saying that the parents are fully to be blamed, but I think maybe they should be called out and known, and they should know that they also have to take a share in the blame. So guys, thank you guys for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe and share this video with everyone you know. I'll see you guys in my very next video. Bye.